Hello, and welcome back to the final hold of the 2024 Deadlies Showcase. This is going to be Tetrahedron by Nuntar. Deep in the dunes of the Dimensional Desert lies the tetrahedral tomb of Trismegistus. Okay. A tourist trap for the type of traveler that is drawn by the idea of descending into dungeons of certain death. You're playing as Bethro instead of as Tendry? The only entrance into this tomb is a vertical shaft at the top of the pyramid, and once you have dropped down, there will be no climbing back out. Your only chance of emerging back into the sunlight will be to find one of the exit shafts that are rumored to exist somewhere in the lower levels of the structure, but no one knows just how far down they might be. Welcome to my store, humble stalwart. I am Marvin, the Maverick Merchant. Please take as much as you want, and pay for it. Well, I only have so much in my pocket, but I should prepare as well as I can before heading down. Okay, so we actually start with 50 Greckles. Interesting. You seem to be standard Greckle gates, 10 times the multiplier. So given that it is impossible to grab the really big sword in certain things like this, I mean, okay, I can grab the really big sword. Please don't touch that sword unless you intend to buy it. Yeah, okay. Interesting that there was scripting for that. So, first question then is, how easy is it to get back here? Let's hope you made wise choices about what equipment to bring with you. It is, of course, possible that inside the pyramid, alongside the bones of previous adventurers who followed the same road as you may find a sword or a shield here and there. But near to the top, you will only find the remains of those who perished at the first obstacles. Their equipment can't have been all that great. You know, that is a fair justification for how things work. Now, saving myself, we're still at a ×1 multiplier, so saving myself the Greckles. It does let me do some things. So 200 health and +1 attack, which will help with Roach Queens and Roaches. And we need that sword to get through here. Okay. Start. So almost certainly we want to be buying some things before we go down. But I was assuming that we will be coming back here at some point, because there are things that we just simply cannot get to. I could grab that green key. I don't recall a spot where the green key would have been useful, but using the door walking trick, I could start with a green key. I don't think I can start with the blue key. Green key did lead to something, right? Yeah, I can have only 100 health instead of 500, by the way. Okay, well that did about what I expected. So is a green key for 2 really all that great? Why? The reason this orb exists is so that if I had another green key, I could hit this orb and then grab these and get out. Okay, so this this is essentially spend a green key to get one of these, and then spend another green key to get the other. So I think with the second green key, in fact, can I just demonstrate that? Right, I don't start with health. That's a roach queen, not a roach. Hmm. Okay, well that wasn't a profit. This one will be. Okay, I'm just trying to demonstrate something real quick, and it's ending up being kind of hard. I need another 310. I have to do this before I get the sword. Well, I can maybe go through here I can only leave with the sword once. Okay. Anyway, as I was saying. If I lock this, and I don't have to do this all in one go, but I could do this. And that would let me get in here. I would need the sword to get back out by locking myself in here, or a third green key. Anyway, so that's what that's about. I'm not sure why I spent so much time looking at that, because it doesn't really matter. I think, in summary, this green key is not super useful right from the start. So instead, let's just grab as much as we can in terms of general value. And then with the remainder, I could get +1 attack, +2 defense, +400 health. Some combination. I'll grab the defense. I do think grabbing the health was good though, instead of going all in on defense. Just because we do not start with a lot. So really, this is the only thing here. Get the green key before we get the sword. But aside from that, we want the sword as quickly as possible. One more attack makes Wraith Wings cheaper. And Roach Queen's cheaper. Evil Eye hurts. Mud Baby really hurts, so we're not getting in there anytime soon. Yeah, I think this room is kind of out of our reach at the moment. So let's just keep going all in on defense. I've played some of Nuntar's previous RPG stuff, and he seems to like having it like an attack path and a defense path, where you focus on one damage, or one upgrade type, one stat almost exclusively, or at least to the point where you can make a lot of progress with it. And that might not even be a Nuntar specific thing, because I think the mechanics of the game just in general sort of lead you in that direction. If your attack is high enough that you kill stuff without getting hit, like if you kill everything in one hit, then you're just good to keep going. If your defense is so high that nothing can hurt you, you're also good to keep going. Right, so would really like one more attack though, before I start fighting a bunch of stuff. Maybe we'll take out you now. I'm not gonna try to optimize this super hard at the moment. But yeah, that makes Wraith Wings a lot cheaper. Then we can grab 2 more defense. Hard to say. Roach Queens are 225. Attack still matters. That only puts Roach Queens down 25. Plus we don't want to spawn an egg there, although once we have this, we pretty much get to break through the eggs for free. We're only a few attack points away from that once we have the sword. Okay, so what do we actually want to do here? Well, I guess we probably keep going for the easy defense, since that's the path I have chosen. 160, I mean, this is a profit. The sooner we get that defense, the sooner it'll pay off. Roaches are now basically free. Was there defense up here? There is if we do the Roach Queen first. We actually do have enough health for it. However, one more attack will make the Roach Queen cheaper. Alright. Let's grab that for the money. One more attack. You're down, which means roaches are now free, and there's nothing in this room that spawns. So we might as well start grabbing stuff. Roaches are free. Roach Queen and Wraithwing both get cheaper with attack. Spider, not so much. Spiders are pretty nasty. There is still one defense there. Do I want to do this? I don't particularly, but it is a breakpoint on Wraithwings. Roach Queens still get cheaper with one more attack. This does save us quite a bit of health. Okay, we grabbed that. Now we can come down here, grab that attack right away. That attack makes spiders a lot cheaper, so now the Mud Baby's more expensive. Plus one attack would make the Mud Baby cheaper. I feel like any saving that we're going to get on anything at this point is more than made up for by just getting the shield. Or sorry, just getting the weapon. Yeah. Because now the amount that we saved on you, grab that. Wraithwing to 17, Roach Queen. Well, at this point, oh, pardon, I didn't realize there was anyone in here. I am the overseer of this layer of the dungeon. You're destroying my menagerie of monsters. I must ask you to desist. Well, I do apologize. If I had known they were yours, then I'd have still killed them, but I'd have done so more politely. Just like I'm going to kill you. You don't mind, do you? Okay, so yeah, we can still do some stuff here. Are you just a straight up regular gray man? Yeah, no custom enemies so far. Which makes things familiar, relatively easy to deal with. So at this point, well, if we're going the defense route, let's just do that. We do need more health. If I had some Greckles and hadn't just spent them all, there'd be health right there. Okay, Evil Eye is pretty cheap. Yeah, it gets cheaper with one more attack, but, well... One attack does make a difference on the Mud Baby, but that's only for a yellow key. I think that's all the defense, right? Yeah, there's 3 attack left I could potentially get before taking on the Gray Man. I almost certainly want at least one of them. Okay, that seems like a good trade. So I need both of the other attack if I want the Gray Man to be cheaper. I could also fight a bunch of stuff. But I think even making him cheaper, it's going to be, what, 60 something? Getting these extra stats is probably going to save me more than that. So I think at this point I honestly probably just want to take him out. So in that case... There's a yellow key up there that's not too expensive. Alright, so I am assuming that there's no percent health damage and that there's no weird multiplier gimmicks where what you see on a level is what you get. Now you are deep enough that each level is a maze of interconnected passages, the walls engraved with arrays of symbols that once meant something to a long-forgotten language. In a long-forgotten language, even. Stop for a moment and wonder what they might say, these words written to be buried deep beneath the earth where no one could read them. Perhaps they wrote messages to the gods of a vanished people, and if so, perhaps those gods are still around in dark corners, no longer worshipped but unable to die. Perhaps they might even be nice to you if you offered them a little something in return. Okay, so it looks like there is no backtracking at all, which probably could have been predicted from that first transition out of the shop to the first area. Vertical gates cost twice as much as normal. Okay, we're still on a ×1 multiplier. That's a lot of damage for 1 defense. That's a lot of damage for 10 defense. So there are things I can fight here. Okay, that's the dead end for now. I'm just kind of exploring and then I'm going to reload to the previous level to get more goodies. Okay, what's going on here? Mud Mother, that's what's going on here. Oops. I can't afford that. Oops. Which would let me get down here, and I could still only grab one of them, though. That would let me get up. Okay, this is just a passage for looking up. This looks like a pretty nice room, however, there is a brain. So things are gonna hurt. Well, not too badly, all things considered. See. So I'm making a choice between a green key, a yellow key, and 200 health, or killing the brain, and then I'm only getting the lesser versions of a bunch of upgrades. Yeah, so yellow key, and then just a bunch of health. But I'm taking less damage because I get to kill the brain early, which is what makes that probably worth doing. Plus, that's how I get to this orb, which brings me out here. And then... oh, there's those rocks. They're just too stupid to move by themselves. I guess I'll have to look around for something I can use to shift them. Yeah, okay, 68 defense. I'm not doing that anytime soon, but I do have a hand bomb. So the idea is... I blow up one of these. No. The hand bomb isn't used for these at all. Okay, the hand bomb is just here. But, alright, what's the button for this? There we go. So, I mean, I could do that to save myself a whole bunch of damage. Not all that bad, though. I do need to get up here. So since we're still exploring... we do need to get through a Mad Eye, though. Oh, right. 2 pages of enemies. We do need to get through a Mad Eye in order to get up here. But for exploration purposes, I can do that. There's a bomb here, by the way. There's a bunch of bombs. I didn't notice. I guess what this is actually saying is that I do use the bombs on the golems. Yeah, it looks like that's the only way I'm getting through there at all. I recognize this. Yeah, this is an altar. So I can spend money. And it's going to get more expensive each time. There is not a bomb up here. Okay. And I guess this is sort of the theme of the Tetrahedron, where we're just going down a pyramid, so we're going to have a larger triangle on each floor of the pyramid. That's going to get some very large levels when you consider how densely packed some of this stuff is. It's going to get pretty crazy. Okay, so obviously I wasn't meant to get up here. I mean, obviously I ruined the run by using the bomb, but this is for later. Okay. Guess I should have done these before doing that fight, but whatever. So yeah, I took out the Grey Man as early as possible in order to get the ability to explore and to grab these. But now I know that I actually want to clear as much stuff on this level as possible, and that's going to be my assumption going forward. Yeah, okay. I do need another green key to get in there. Spider is 4, so I don't think that's ever getting easier. I can do that. Okay, you're never getting easier. You require 2 more, so I think at this point I actually do just fight him for the stats. So this is kind of the same thing as I did before, only now we want to clean up as much as we can. We need 7 more attack for the Evilized. These will never get cheaper. Let's just double check this. There are no defense gems anywhere. So yeah, these will never get cheaper. We might as well do them. Whoops. Roach Queen, Spider are never getting cheaper. So if it's a health profit, we might as well do it. 16 damage, yeah, that's a profit. Mud Baby's never getting cheaper. I do want the key, so we'll do that. Grab the stat. Okay, now you're never getting cheaper. I kind of like it. Like, sometimes you have these big holds where you can do a whole bunch of backtracking, and that can be kind of cool. But I actually think it's kind of a lot more satisfying in a way where you have these checkpoints of no return, where you know that at this point, you just go back and clean up everything, and then you don't have to worry about backtracking through an entire hold again in order to get to stuff. So like at this point, I'm assuming that all that stuff in the shop that I wasn't able to buy was just there for flavor. Okay, yes, you guys will not get cheaper, so I might as well just take you out. Do I want to spend for the health? Probably. That seems pretty good. Keys, maybe not as much. So yeah, I could do that. For the 400. I had a green key for 400. I mean, it's not the worst thing ever. I think we're just gonna, given the structure of this hold, rather than focus on attack or defense, I think I'm just gonna grab all the stats I possibly can. And now the attack or defense considerations come into play when I have to actually make a choice, or if we have a mechanic like this. I mean, I guess there is a checkpoint right here, but that overwrites every time you walk on it. Alright, so you were doing like 111 damage before, I think, so this is an improvement. Also, do I have enough health to just do this? Almost. Expensive. So now the question is there going to be an altar later on that offers me better rates than this? Because this is where I'm doing my defense strat. I would just go all in on defense. And so, you know, I'm going to assume, certainly for the sake of this video, we're not getting to a later altar. So we're just going to buy defense from this thing every time we have enough money to afford it. Unless I need that money for something else. Actually, hold on. Before we start doing that. Well, the thing is, that defense probably lets me get through here. Doors are 20, so if I wanted to buy some health, I could. A lot of damage. Considering this spider. It's only 1 defense, though. Still cheaper than that. And attack makes the Gray Man cheaper. I mean, I guess I can do this. This room... I mean, there's a brain. There are these though. So that's obviously pretty good if I can get to it. But I don't think there's any reason not to do that, because I have to spend the bombs to get through. Okay, so I don't see an immediate use for Greckles. We'll grab the defense. Now let's see if we can get through here. Can, but we have like no health left over. However, we want to grab that absolutely as early as possible. So we might end up just buying some health. That does save us quite a bit on the Mud Mother. The reason we can survive that was from the potion that we took for the bomb, by the way, not because of anything else. Okay, I think that at this point we are spending keys for health, which we could have done on the previous level. I feel like this is just not going to get any better ever, so we'll do it now. Do I want to spend the Greckles on health? I really don't at this point. So the thing is, I don't want to spend any resources on anything. Well, we can get up there. We'll spend the Greckles. And we'll do that to save. Okay, so now we go for your 2 hits, so that's relatively cheap. We can do that for 1 though. Good thing we had all that health. Mud babies, those aren't too bad. Okay, I think at this point we're gonna go through the Tar Mother. She's pretty cheap. Or the Mud Mother, rather. And that lets me get up here. Since we're going all in on defense. We could kill the brain. I might as well hit that. Goblins hit pretty hard. Spiders are starting to look pretty easy, though. +1 attack doesn't help a whole lot. Antlions getting cheaper would be nice. Yeah, I don't really think there's any reason to be going up here. Keys are good, of course, but well, if we had more health, we could go in there. Okay. We're gonna do this. Just start making some decisions. Mud Mother's free. Cool. Grab the attack, because a little bit of attack will make a big difference still going forward. Okay, so what does this look like? You're pretty cheap. And that would just get me... It'll get me a bunch of stuff. Before we do that, just do this. I could buy some attack as well. Lots of health, money, trickles for health trades here, all over the place. Okay, Spider is basically free. Neither and Mud Baby. Well, Mud Baby could be made cheaper. Could take it an Ether, so let's do that. Mud Babies are now cheaper. Could do that. That attack doesn't actually help me though. It gets me closer on the antlions. $64, okay. Make things cheaper. So that's one of our attack. We are going to have to start paying Greckles or keys for things, and we do have to make sure we get these doors. So I think really I just need to make a decision in this room. Do I kill the brain or not? Not killing the brain makes it a lot more expensive. I feel like defense... actually, this is one way to think about this. Brains make it so that attack matters more than defense when you're attacking an enemy because it just doubles the enemy's attack. So if I was doing an attack route, I'd be more likely to hit these checkpoints and reduce the damage I'm taking. But since I've gone the defense route, these guys are just going to do a lot more damage than they would otherwise. So the fact that I'm on a defense route tells me I probably just killed the brain. So that's what I'm going to do. $64 would get me more defense, however... a little bit more attack would be good. And I'm going to need to start spending a lot of keys unless I'm going to start spending a lot of Greckles. Okay, here I think we want to go this way. eventually. I need 2 more attack. Okay, I can... We're looking at 240. 240 for that. We buy an attack. I think we might actually just buy an attack. Because it saves us 47 on each of the ant lines. So, doing all that means I still don't have any keys. 800 for the goblin, huh? Okay, Mud Baby is almost just free money. Okay, that's enough money for more defense. Which maybe we could afford, I don't know. We'll just do that, because that gets us some sorely needed keys. There are a lot of keys up here, too. Okay, well, with these keys... How much is 15 Greckles for an ether, okay. I think we do it this way here. I don't really see that getting cheaper anytime soon, but I'm not in desperate need for the money, so... Also, I don't have to do this. This is all assuming that I want this, This is assuming that I want this sword, which I kind of do. 3 bombs is very expensive. I could almost certainly be doing something better with this. Oh, spider's free. Let's just do that. And then we don't get the double listing anymore. Okay, so now I could go through the Gray Man, spend another 20 Greckles. But if I go through the yellow door, I can save some health. Alright. Now that I have a pretty sizable attack upgrade, what do I do with it? Mad Eyes have suddenly gotten pretty cheap, actually. I guess that makes sense because there's a blue key up there which I do need to get out of the level with. Okay, at this point, how much do I need for more defense? 100, okay. Mad Eyes are worth a lot. I think at this point, I just grind out some money. So we'll go for Neathers and Mud Babies because those are the easiest enemies to kill currently. Yeah, it does give me enough. Get more defense. Now we're looking at 160. You guys are down to 68. So I could actually be farming you for money now. Antlions still hit pretty hard. Gray men are actually not too bad anymore. Alright, so do these keys actually do anything for me now? Now that I've got all these keys. I mean, I can buy stats with them. I don't think +2 attack really makes that much of a difference. +3 attack does make goblins cheaper, though. Okay, so given that... Save the yellow keys for now. Oh, I am pretty close to cheaper eyes as well. Alright, so now that I'm up here, I need to clear both of you. Get to the key. Why? Right. Never mind. I need more health. Was it 120 Greckles? Yeah, I don't think the attack actually makes a difference. I would on the rattlesnake. Since I went with the defense route, I don't think I'm getting through that rattlesnake. Although this bomb is interesting. Okay, so at this point I'm just trying to decide how much I need before I get out of here. I do still think... Well, let's start cleaning stuff up. You guys are still 96, huh? Yeah, I don't think those attack make that much of a difference. Alright, that's 120. That's 160. We can probably still make it work. $250. I still have a lot of keys, so I can get more help if I need it. Which I almost certainly do. I think we're done trying to grind money. Which means if we're not buying more stats... We're not buying more stats. For the sake of this showcase, this is going to be the final level, so I'm just trying to get as much stuff as I can at this point. Okay, well, we have lots of yellow keys. Could have more if we wanted. Alright, so what's the deal with this? Yeah, I'm very confused. Why? Well, we have the blue key. I could get more health, but I'm nowhere near. I'm fighting off the snake. Hey, here's someone I can talk to. Perhaps he can explain to me what's going on. Excuse me, my good sir. Hello? Excuse me. Sir? Ma'am? Thingy? Never mind. Right, so we can grab that. So for this, attack would make a huge difference. For sure. To attack does make it cheaper. 2968. Barely. How much was it for this at this point? 250, which is never happening. So at this point, I guess I could kill that goblin for the green key, which doesn't actually help. That's a lot of stuff in there. So I'm assuming if I did something a bit more balanced, maybe had some attack stuff going on, I would have been able to get through here. Well, that does seem like an awful lot of resources to just have. I mean, it is a huge cost. But I'm assuming it's possible. So I probably didn't want to spend all of my money. But we will go with the assumption that for the next level, I could get some more health. That is actually a profit. If I took less than 200 damage to do it. Oh yeah, I was not efficient enough to get through the snake. And there's nothing else to do. So we go down, we're never coming back. Fourth level. As you descend to the next level, you can hear the chattering of high-pitched voices echoing down the corridors. Goblins, it goes without saying. It seems that no matter what the adventure, a whole tribe of goblins inevitably move into the dungeon at just about this point, and generally make themselves highly disagreeable. Worst of all, goblins are close friends with rock golems, as they like to get together and reminisce about their shared grievances against humans. Rock golems are slow movers and tend to clog up the corridors for a long time afterwards. Alright, so... yeah, this is telling me that rattlesnakes... okay, so Goblin King tells us that if we kill the Goblin King, then we get the sword. There's a blue door there, though. Only defense gems. Interesting. Let's just check out a few things. I'm not playing anymore, but... okay, 250, so I can't actually see how much the values are, but I assume it's going to be more. I mean, I have enough, health. I should just be able to find something, right? So if I still have my wooden blade... well, I did kind of want to check if the, what the upgrades were for the altar, but that's fine. Yeah, so we need a wooden blade to get through here. There are the tunnels. Could have gone this way, but it's fine. You don't blick. Magic is something you can do when you have sufficient rep. Alright, so another interesting thing here. Also, we can kill the Kidonplix. Minus 50 rep, what? Minus 200, minus 500. Okay, cool. Minus 100, minus 200, minus 200. Interesting. Okay, so there's a chain of things that go into. So I can get attack. I can get attack by doing that. Also 2 times multiplier. Anyway, so yeah, that was a hint as to what's going on with the 4th level, but I'm not really going to be investigating this at the moment. So that was the DROD 2024 Deadly Showcase. Everything has been demonstrated, at least to some degree. And hopefully the voting thread will be up in the near future. Probably have a few things to check out before then, but the goal is to have voting available by April 1st. So yeah, hopefully you can check that out at that point. See you there.